Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this from. Hope everyone's having a good morning, and this is my PDC World Cup of Darts tournament preview and tournament predictions. So let's get straight into it. The 2024 PDC World Cup of Darts, known as the obviously Bet Victor World Cup of Darts for sponsorship reasons, will be the 14th edition of the World PDC World Cup of Darts. It will take place from the 27th of June to the 30th of June next week at the Expo Hall in Frankfurt, Germany. So we haven't just got the Hurons. We haven't just got the Hurons in Germany. We've got the tournament as well. We've got the World Cup of Darts in Germany as well. So more sport for you to look forward to. The dates and venue, obviously tournament information, 27th to 30th of June. We know the venue, we know the location, organisation, the Professional Darts Organisation. The format is the Eds format. Prize fund is 450k. Obviously, the winner gets 80k, of course. And Wales are the defending champions. Durham Price and Johnny Caton after defending champions after defeating Scotland, Peter White and Darry Anderson 10-2 in the 2023 final. Will it be the same final then? I actually think it could be potentially the same final. Then potentially depends how the teams work as well. There will be 40 teams. The top 4 teams are already seeded and already through to the second round. We'll go through the seeded teams in a minute. With the other 36 teams competing in the group stage of 12 groups of 3, with 1 qualifying from each group. In the new format, all rounds consists of doubles matches, removing single matches, which has been part of the World Cups in previous years entirely. Group stage is obviously best of 7 Yeds, so first of 4 Yeds. Second round, quarterfinal, same final, best of 15 Yeds, which is do my maths. I think it's first to 7 or first to 8, and obviously the final is first to 10 Yeds. And obviously the prize money, the winners get 80,000, the runners up get 50,000, the semi-finalists get 30k, quarterfinalists get 20k, the asset scene, if you're using the asset scene, get 9k. If you finish second in the group, you get 5k, and finish third in the group, you get 4k, and third is basically the bottom, you get 4k, so the top 4 nations, based on combined order merit rankings, are seeded to the second round, while the next 12 nations are seeded in the group stage. As in 2023, a qualifier was held to determine the Latin America representative, which was won by Diana for the first time. As an Asian qualifier was held, however, 5 Asian teams were given automatic spots, with 3 more spots available in the qualifier. Singapore, Taiwan, and Malaysia came for the qualifier. Taiwan will make the World Cup debut, while Malaysia returned for the first time since 2014. Ukraine will not return after debuting in 2023, while Norway will return for the first time since 2016. All group matches are best of 7 Yeds after 3 games. The team that finishes top in each group will qualify for the knockout stage. If teams were tied on points after all matches were competed, the ties were broken based on their difference, and all that. So yeah, so we now have a look at the teams. So the top 4 are basically England, Wales, Netherlands and Scotland. And already, I'm looking at that thinking Wales, Scotland is already done with my final again already, with how the seedings work. in my opinion. So I do think it will be Wales or Scotland to win the whole tournament. They've been there and done it as a pair as well. So we've got England as number 1 seeds. England are favourites for some reason, which I don't get at all. Fair enough with Luke Humphries. Fair enough. Luke Humphries is one of the best players in the world right now. But Michael Smith, don't get me wrong. Michael Smith has got the game. Don't get me wrong. But Michael Smith, for me, he doesn't seem to work in a pairs format. I just don't think his game and style seem to work in a pairs format. If this was Luke Humphries and Luke Yeager, it's game over for everyone. Simple as that. Be game over for everyone. So that's England's lineup. As I said with Wales, Darren Price and Johnny Kerr, and Johnny Kerr's not been in the greatest of form recently. And but I do remember Johnny Kerr did win the World Cup with darts with Darren Price before he started winning them tournaments. So Johnny Kerr, so he knows how to win. Johnny Kerr as a pair. So it's actually going to depend on your number 2 partner, because we know Darren Price is number 1. And but yeah, Wales been there and done it before. So I would actually put them favourites, put them up there with Scotland as favourites, to be honest. Up next, the Netherlands partnership, Mike van Derven and Danny Noppert. Again, Mike van Derven's going to heavily rely on his number 2, because Mike van Derven can't do it all on his own. And depends if Danny Noppert turns up, really. Depends, because Danny Noppert is a good, solid player. He is a good, solid player, Danny Noppert. But in recent times, he hasn't seemed to work well before. So I think, for me, I don't think Netherlands will win it. But then they're capable. They are capable. Same for England. But Scotland, the number 4 seeds, and they're 20-1. They are 20-1 with the betting odds. Scotland, which is stick a fiver on that. That is good value. I know Peter White has been struggling for form for the last couple of years now. Peter White, he has really been struggling. Finished bottom of the Premier League of darts as well, which is so unlike him. But Darry Anderson, since he's been chopped out of the Premier League, Darry Anderson is, for me, probably one of the form players out there. Darry Anderson, especially on the floor. When in the floor tournaments as well, on the full tour, Darry Anderson is one of the most informed players out there. And we all know Darry Anderson, when he's on it, he is unstoppable, to be fair. And beautiful to watch. But then, Scotland, a bit like Wales, have been there and done it. Peter White, even if he's not been in good form, he still reached the final of World Cup of Darts as well. So I think it will be Wales versus Scotland again in the final, as now see how the seedings work. I really do think that. But yes, rattle down all the lineups. Belgium, Dimitri Van den Berg and Tim Ibret. For me, they're going to be a lot of people's biggest flops, in my opinion, Belgium. These two are partners, obviously darts partners. They are going to be the pairs. But these two, they're supposed to be on the same team, but they do not like each other at all. They don't like each other at all, despite being a team. Dimitri Van den Berg, I don't know what it is with Van den Berg. He's become unlikable now, Dimitri. We saw his antics in the final of the UK Open, didn't suit Humphries. Which I didn't have a problem with, to be fair. Which I didn't have a problem with, because Dimitri still went on to win the final. It's just the part where Dimitri obviously went back to have a sip of water and just was cast at the fans. That's the only bit that got me, to be honest with you. I don't know what is it with Dimitri Van den Berg. This seems to have a bit of an ego now, doesn't he? Seems to have a bit of an ego about him. And being disrespectful about his partner as well, Tim Hybris, who unfortunately got attacked at a football game and got an injury to his arm when watching, I think it was a Belgium derby, I think it's Anderlecht or Antwerp, something like that. And then, I don't like Tim Hybris. I don't like him either. But there's more sympathy for Tim Hybris now because of obviously that injury he suffered. But Vandenberg in one of the interviews said, I bet you're looking forward to the World Cup with your teammate Tim Hybris. Dimitri Vandenberg just dismissed it. Like it was nothing. So I feel something's going to happen. Because for me, it's been heated between Dimitri Vandenberg and Tim Hybris. It's been heated. They don't like each other. The two don't like each other. But at the end of the day, it's based on the one thing. So they need a team up together to try and do well in this tournament for Belgium. But I feel something's going to happen on stage between the two of them, where they might have to be split up. In my opinion, that is my fear for them. That is my fear because it just seems to not like each other, Dimitri Vandenberg and Tim Hybris. And for me, is it acceptable to have them as teammates then? Do we need to replace one of Hybris or well, it will have to be Tim Hybris you have to replace because Dimitri Vandenberg, yes, be real. And then they still won the UK Open and still a major winner. But he does have a bit of need, though, Dimitri Vandenberg. I mean, it's a bit. Yeah, I think everyone's going to be worried about that Belgian pairing for me, and not in like a fearful way, because I really do feel that'll be a car crash of a partnership. Vandenberg and Hybris, and I feel something's going to happen between the two of them on stage, and I feel the day they will play, they'll get abandoned. I think they'll get abandoned, in my opinion. And but anyways, let's move on to Northern Ireland. It won't be Darrell Durney and Brendan Doran this time. It will be obviously one of the talented players in darts right now, Josh Watt and Brendan Doran. Josh Watt, we saw him burst onto the scene in 2022, I think it was. The year 2022, then he got used by the media, didn't they? Got used by the media and he got affected by it. Josh Watt, still a talented player, isn't he? Josh Watt, still got that potential in him. And quite an intriguing partnership for me. I think it's the perfect balance. Because Josh Watt, he'll be the main man for Northern Ireland. He'll be the main man. He'll be the high scorer as well, Josh Watt. Brendan Doran, we've seen it in the World Championship and the World Match Play, where he can beat the big players, can't he? He can knock out the big players. Brendan Doran, we saw Brendan Doran make that one to the quarterfinals, the World Darts Championship in the singles format, didn't we? So Brendan Doran is no player to write off either. So I'm quite intrigued by the Northern Ireland partnership. I'm excited to see how that works, to be fair. But on the other side, then, in terms of non-C partnerships, we've got Bahrain, Basim Mahmood. He's the only Bahrain player who I've seen so far who seems to have got the chops to be a darts player, to be fair, and do the doer. Canada, Matt Campbell and Dave Cameron well experienced a partnership, and then they could surprise a few, to be fair, Canada. China, don't know much about China. All I know is John Xiao Chen. That's the only player I know, really. Chinese Tapai, I think that's a debutant in this World Cup of Darts. Pupu Tenya and Anson Yu, not sure who they are. Denmark, Benjamin Drew Wise and Kjell Bennis Nelson will obviously. Kjell Bennis Nelson will replace Vladimir Anderson due to Vladimir Anderson being suspended by the PDC. Otherwise, that would have been a good partnership, to be fair. Anderson and Benjamin through White. Finland, Timo Hartu and Marco Pantei. Gibraltar, Justin Hewitt and Ferdinand. Gibraltar, they are a team no one wants to face in the World Cup of Darts. Unknown quantity sometimes, and they can surprise you through. So onto the other seeds then. The Horse Nation, Germany, Martinson and Double Clemens. Both good players. Both are good players, to be fair. I think they will work well as a team. So that's probably why Germany have been fourth. They are fourth favourites for the World Cup of Darts. But again, I don't think they'll win it. Unfortunately for them, I don't think they'll win it. Australia, who were the 2022 champions, Damon Hett and Simon Whitlock, been there and done it. So, got to watch out for them then. Despite Simon Whitlock not being in his best form and dropping down the PT1 in Simon Whitlock, he's still a dangerous player at the end of the day, isn't he? And we all know about Damon Hett. Republic of Ireland, William O'Connor and Team Barry. William O'Connor, he's no mud, is he? He's no mud of a player. Team Barry, one of the upcoming talented darts players out there as well. Austria, Warwick John Reed, mentioned so first, well experienced, despite Warwick John Reed, that's still quite young, isn't he? Still quite young. A well experienced partnership. Poland, another partnership I'm intrigued to see is Poland, Christopher Tatsi and Wada Sedansi. Wada Sedansi, who's now a Pro Tour winner. Christopher Tatsi, we all know about him. He's always consistently in the top 20, isn't he, of the PT1 pins. Christopher Tatsi. Czech Republic, they've always dealt a good partnership, haven't they? Adam Daras and Karol Setiak. Teresa, Boris Krisma and Romero Probovic. Onto the Dynana partnership then, which is then another partnership I'm intrigued by and could be a surprise package. Norman Madhu and Sudis Fitzgerald. That is the partnership I am intrigued by. And I think they'll defeat Dudor in the group stages as well. Hong Kong, Man Yok Yin and Yok Yin Yi. Two players again, I do know. I think they'll do it at Dudor as well, and may surprise a few. The Hungarian partnership, Nando Mache and De Bois Chasisa. Don't know much about them. Iceland, Asma Oliverson and Peter Woodsmith Dudmanson. I know something about Oliverson, but I don't know anything about Dudmanson, really. Italy, of course, Marcel Tuetta. A very good player, Marcel Tuetta, who's burst onto the scene at the start of this year. It's just all about his teammate, really, isn't it? So we all know Tuetta's done with the main man. His teammate Massimo Diawasa, Japan, Tomoya Dotto and Vasuri Osamoto. Dotto's a good player. I saw at the World Championship, but again, it's all about his teammate, really. Latvia, we all know Madis Wasmer, who is obviously a top 32 player, of course. But again, it's all about his teammate. It's not really. It's done with Madis Wasmer, who doesn't do most of the work, really, as his teammates. Valtius Melderis. But onto the other seeds then, and other non-seeds. Onto France, who I picked. For me, I think France would be my surprise package. Thibaut Tricot, very good player. We saw in WDF as well, didn't we? We saw it the air side. And not a bad teammate even in Chelsea Bray. In Chelsea Bray, for me. So I think the French are my surprise package. I know the seed, I know the 14 another number 14 seed, but I still think they are a surprise package for me, the French. Thibaut Courtois, quality player, Thibaut Courtois. And his teammate's not bad either, Chelsea player. He's not bad either, to be fair. So I think it was like the last World Cup for that. They work well as a team as well. So I think they'll be my surprise package, in my opinion. On to Sweden, Alexander Ukasiak. I do know him. I do know him well from the Swedish qualifiers. But Sheffield Kraft is the well-known player from Sweden. Of course, obviously he switches the agency to Sweden from the Netherlands. And then they could be an interesting partnership, Sweden, to be fair. See how they work as a team. Ukasiak, who's obviously came through in terms of Swedish qualifiers. United States, Danny Alvey and Jules Van Donden, both now experienced players. Danny Alvey's done himself back up there after he's been playing in the WDF recently as well. And if both of them compare at their top game, I think the USA could be one of the outsiders and surprise passes, in my opinion. Lithuania, again, that team, Lithuania for me, well-experienced team. Darius Elfenastis and Amatastis Barasats. Well-experienced partnership. Two good players as well for Lithuania. And they are no muds either. Darius Elfenastis, we've already seen him being a top 32 player as well in the PC rankings. And it's a solid partnership, so look out for them as well. Malaysia, Mahad Ben Johnson. I know him more from the Malaysia qualifiers than Shefwan 1. New Zealand, again, another partnership. You've seen Hapa Puha and Ben Wobb. Two good players, especially for New Zealand as well. I think they'll work well as a team as well. We will have a look at obviously the group stage tour as well. But then they could surprise us through as well. Norway, we see the return of Norway for the first time since 2016. Thor Decker, I know him well. Obviously, I don't know him personally, but I know him from watching the qualifiers. His teammate will be Hakon Helen. The Philippines, we won't see going to the island, unfortunately. They're proper chatting the boss on the island for Philippines. We won't see him anymore. Christian Perez is now going to be the main man. And yes, his Toro will be his partner. For Portugal, where we see the former Transam Darts winner and the former Premier League runner-up, Jose de Souza, who is massively chopped down, hasn't he? At PC rankings, and he's massively chopped down in form as well. Jose de Souza, really worrying to see for him. But as expected, he will be the main man, and David Gomez will be his teammate. Singapore, we've got the legendary partnership of Paul Yim and Harry Yim. Paul Yim, who is obviously the legend of darts, of course, isn't he? First man to ever hit a 9-darter, of course, Paul Yim. I'm not really interested in that 9-darter nonsense. I think 9-darters are quite overhyped, in my opinion. Quite overhyped. It's all about winning the game for me. But 9-darter is nice for like bonus money, isn't it? So that's what Paul Yim is obviously known for. And he's still doing, isn't he, Paul Yim? Legend of darts, of course. And Howard Yim, experienced partnership, isn't it, for Singapore? And again, they could surprise a few people if they were to make it through, to be fair. And on to the final pairings. For South Africa, there's no Devin Peterson for South Africa, so it's quite it's not. I don't really rate the partnership at all. But we do know Cameron Tataliason, who has been a World Darts Championship qualifier before. His teammate is Johan Den Heeds. On to Spain. I do like Spain's lineup. Jesus, Nadal, and Jose Chisitia. We've seen them before in the hooping qualifiers. Both players, they were partners last season as well, last year as well, in this tournament. And I think they could. I think they can make it through potentially. And finally, you've got Switzerland, Stefan Belmont, who is a good little player, Stefan Belmont, and his teammate, who is Bruno Stocky. And now we move on to my Group A predictions. And I'll be giving my tournament predictions. So these are the groups, as you can see there. Group A, Belgium, Singapore, and Philippines. So we'll start off with Group A. For me, as I said earlier, I have put Belgium as my biggest shot for me, because that partnership of Dimitri Vandenberg and Tim Eibert, they don't like each other. They've made it clear they don't like each other, but they need to work as a pair. And I fear something will happen between the two of them on stage, which might get a match abandoned, because they don't like each other, and that's why I put them as a bit of flops. It's going to be a car class as a partnership, to be honest with you. Looking at their group, though, they've got I think they should get through that group, in my opinion. But I tell you what, I won't be shocked if they go out, because they could ruin it for themselves because of their dislike for each other. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? It's ridiculous. They're both from the same country, and they have dislike for each other. And but my Group A prediction, I have done for Belgium to just go through, though. I think it should still be too much for the other teams, Singapore and the Philippines, in my opinion. So I've done for Belgium to go through in that one. On to Group B, which is Northern Ireland, South Africa, and Switzerland. I've done for Northern Ireland as my outsider and dark horse. I am so intrigued by that partnership, Josh Rock and Brendan Doran. I feel it's got the chops for me to be a good partnership, and a well balanced partnership. Done that one, Dow Durney and Brendan Doran, they were a good partnership as well, because we all know Dow Durney, he's a hard player to beat, honestly. He's a hard player to beat. He makes it a swap, Dow Durney, as well. And we've got Josh Watt, who could be Northern Ireland, who's got the potential to be Northern Ireland's probably best ever player, because he's so talented. He's got the talent, Josh Watt, and he's quite high scoring as well, Josh Watt as well. And I'm intrigued by this partnership, I really am. I think it's the perfect balance, because Brendan Doran, he's no mud either. He's no mud. And I feel they can win it. Honestly, I feel Northern Ireland can actually got a chance of winning this multiple darts. Because Brendan Doran, we've seen him in the singles format, where he's reached the quarterfinals of World Darts Championship where he wasn't expected to. He can beat the big players himself as well. So I think Northern Ireland might go far with Josh Watt and Brendan Doran. I really do. But in terms of my Group B prediction, I think that it should be straightforward for Northern Ireland. They've got Switzerland and South Africa. I've done for Switzerland to finish above South Africa, but I have done for Northern Ireland to breeze through, in my opinion, in the group. Now on to the host nation, Germany, who's got Martin Schindler and Daniel Clemens. You've seen Harper Puha and Ben Wobb. And Finland have got, obviously, Marco Kante part of their team as well. I think New Zealand can cause a few problems for Germany, definitely. I think they can cause a few problems for Germany, but I think I do expect Germany to get through, unfortunately, for New Zealand. I don't for Germany first, New Zealand second, Finland third, but I think New Zealand will be the toughest test for Germany. And I think Germany, they can go far, in my opinion, because Daryl Cameron's shown in single format he can go far in a single format as well. And Martin Schindler, very talented player as well, Martin Schindler. And then could be the perfect partnership for Germany, who knows. But that is my Group C prediction. On to my Group D prediction, Australia, Japan and Hong Kong. For me, I do expect the 2022 champions, Australia, to get through in this group. I think there will be too much for Hong Kong and Japan, but I have done for Hong Kong to finish above Japan. But I think Australia will make it through, in my opinion. On to my Group E prediction, Republic of Ireland, Lithuania and Chinese Taipei. No offence to Chinese Taipei, I don't know any of their players, either their players, so I think they'll finish bottom. Lithuania, don't write Lithuania off. Down Athanasius and Barassus, I think they can lead towards a few problems for Republic of Ireland, in my opinion. But I am on door for Republic of Ireland to win the group and get through. Lithuania to finish second and Chinese Taipei to finish third. But Republic of Ireland versus Lithuania, that's the game to watch for me in terms of that group. In terms of Group F, we've got Australia, China and Guyana. I've done for Guyana to give it a really good door in this group. I don't think they'll make it through. I think Australia's experience of well-being leaders and mental fits will make it through. But I don't for Australia to finish first. Guyana to give it a proper good door with that partnership of Madhu and Fitzgerald. And I don't for China to finish third, in my opinion. But I think Guyana will give it a good door. I think that'll be a good day against Austria. I really do. But I think that is my Group F prediction. In terms of my Group G prediction, pretty straightforward for me. Poland, Norway and Hungary. I don't see Norway or Hungary causing any problems for Poland. I know Norway got Tor Decker, of course, who's up and coming for the Norway. But he's that partnership of Wachanski and Stancy. You got to say that partnership, that experience as well. Stancy's been a Pro Tour winner as well. I think that's a solid partnership for me. I think that solidness should be too much for Norway and Hungary, in my opinion. In terms of my Group H prediction, again, pretty straightforward. Czech Republic, they've got a very good team, Czech Republic, Adam Darnas and Karl Setchet. I think they'll be too much for Bahrain and Iceland. Probably the most pretty straightforward group, in my opinion. I expect Czech Republic to absolutely breeze through this group, in my opinion. I know Bahrain got a good player in there, but for me, Czech Republic will be far too much, in my opinion. In terms of Group I, I've done for the first seed to go out in this tournament. I've actually done for Canada. I asked done for Canada to finish top of the group, Croatia the seeds to finish second, and to miss out on qualification and Malaysia to finish third. I just think Canada got the experience partnership. Experience counts for me. Croatia probably got the best player in terms of all the teams in this group, in Boris Christmas. But I think Canada got the experience partnership. Matt Campbell, who's a very good player, isn't he? That Matt Campbell. David Cameron, who has won senior events as well in terms of the senior tour. And I'm done for Canada to get through, actually. I actually think Canada have actually got the best partnership, to be honest with you. Because Croatia are only a C because of Boris Christmas. But for me, I think Canada have actually got the best partnership. I actually think Canada have got a better partnership than the C's, that Croatia, in my opinion. So I'm going to go for Croatia to win the group and go through, in my opinion. In terms of Group J, which has my surprise practices in the group, and that is France, Thibaut Tricot and Chelsea. As I said earlier, They did pretty well last year, to be fair, as a team, and they don't have that experience now to call and the player as well. Two good players as well for the French. Two good players. We all know Thibaut Tricot. We know he's a class player, isn't he? Tricot, and a quality player. We saw him reach the final as well of the the semi-final, I think it was. We saw him win far in the net side. Well done, South didn't we? So yeah, very good player. And for me, France go through in this group. I think again they have the best partnership in my opinion. Latvia, you probably say Latvia probably got the best single player in Madis Wasmer. You don't buy the one things, but and Denmark. I mean, Denmark could have been a good team if Hjalmar Hansen didn't get suspended. But he's not suspended for the right reasons. Yes, we will, and he should be suspended for me. And but yeah, France for me, I think they win this group in my opinion. In terms of my group here prediction, and then I've done for another seed to go out in the group stages. Sweden are the seeds, but I've done for Spain to win the group and Gibraltar to finish third. I think Sweden. I think Spain got that more experience in their partnership in Jesus Nadara and Jose Justicia. I don't trust for Spain. I think that'll be a good game, North Spain and Sweden. It'll be one of them pitum games for me. But I don't for Spain to just go through, in my opinion. And on to the final group prediction before I did my overall tournament predictions. It's the USA, Portugal and Italy. And my group L prediction, I've done for USA to win the group. I've done for Italy to finish second. I've done for Portugal to finish third. And then the best player, obviously, the best player in all the teams is obviously Jose de Souza. But he's been downhill. But he's been downhill in form, hasn't he, Jose de Souza? I think since he won the Grand Slam, to be fair. Since he won the Grand Slam, since he won the Grand Slam darts and reached the Premier League darts final and finished runners-up, runner-up in the Premier League darts final. He's gone downhill in form, hasn't he, Jose de Souza? Toretta, for Italy, quality player. He actually is a quality player. For the first time, Italy might have a quality player on their hands in Toretta. But again, I just think the USA, if you combine the partnerships, I actually think USA versus Italy will actually be the decider for me. I think that'll be a real pick-em. Between them two. But I don't for USA. Because they've got the better partnership with Jules van Donden and Danny Albi. Just that experience in there as well. And I would expect USA to step through, but I wouldn't rule out Italy from going through, to be fair, in my opinion. So, obviously, you've seen my surprise package prediction, you've seen my British Rock prediction, and you've seen my outside and dark horse prediction. And for me, my winner, as you can see there, the top four seeds obviously enter the second round. England, Wales, Netherlands and Scotland. But my winner, I've actually done for last year's runners-up as my winners. And I've done for Scotland with Peter White and Darry Anderson. With Peter White and Darry Anderson, I actually think it will be the same final. I think it will be Wales versus Scotland final again. But I think Scotland will get the revenge on Wales with Peter White and Darry Anderson. Because you look at that partnership on paper, unbelievable partnership, isn't it? Peter White, Darry Anderson. That is probably the best partnership up there on paper in the whole history of the World Cup of Darts, along with Mike van Dern and Wayne van Barneveld when they won it with Netherlands, and Phil Taylor and Adrian Lewis with England. And I think Darry Anderson, he'll do the scoring. But I actually think Peter White might actually be better on the finishing than Darren Anderson. Despite Peter White's form, I think Peter White is surely getting back to form, in my opinion, Peter White. He is surely getting back to form. But it's definitely between Wales or Scotland for me to win it. Just the know-how. Both of them got the know-how for me. And I think that'll be the final, in my opinion. I think Wales vs Scotland will be the final, but I think this time Scotland get their revenge on Wales. So that is my PT World Cup of Darts tournament preview and tournament predictions. Feel free to leave your predictions down below if you're watching this on playback. If you're watching this on playback in the comments. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next video, whenever that next video will be. Take care, and who will win the 2024 PDC World Cup of Darts?